Hey guys, I wanted to speak about a relationship issue today. Um, I wanted to speak on toxic relationships again, particularly being controlled by fear. I heard a situation that disturbed me, and I really wanted to speak to the women or woman of the relationship, as I know that relationships are not strictly male and female, but can be a combination of identities. So I have a friend that is being controlled by a guy. Now, she's a decent girl. She goes to work, she takes care of the business, tries to do the right thing for the most part. The guy is a total loser. He's been in and out of prison his whole life, not part of his life, not one or two times his whole life. This guy may be about 50 years old, and I believe he started at a very young age. I want to say maybe even late teens with this pattern of behavior. And the guy just recently got out of prison, and the girl has been taking care of him. It was even at his dying mother's side while he was in prison and could do nothing for his mother, right? Now, this guy gets out, and this lady has been pretty much his rock. He has absolutely nothing. And the guy wants to assault the woman about small things like, why is her phone ringing? Literally, she cannot get a spam call without getting assaulted. The guy is so self-conscious that he not only has dominated her physically. Now, keep in mind, she's a tiny woman. This is a pretty big guy. He's dominated her physically, that he follows her to her job every day and watches her, because he's afraid of her talking to somebody else, all these other insecurities, whatever his reasons may be. It has no reason to affect this woman like this. So she's basically living in a state, I would imagine, a state of fear and maybe a small state of joy. And I wanted people that are in these situations to see it from the outside in. Look, this is a toxic relationship. If somebody has to try to control and maneuver you through fear, tactics, especially the threat of physical attacks on your body, and this is just not the love that you need. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's not love. It may be a warped, sick type of love, but that person needs to get help, and so do you, and your help is going to be to get away from that person, because you can possibly lose your life. A lot of us have seen this movie a bunch of times. The chick that tries to be extra loyal to the guy who doesn't deserve it, because she thinks he has some type of potential, or maybe they've been through so much and she feels like deep down inside he has his flaws, but he loves her. Yeah, all of this may be true. More than one truth can be true at the same time, but it's also true that this is a toxic relationship, and you need to protect yourself physically and mentally, because even after a toxic relationship, studies show that you will have physical and mental damage in the form of PTSD and depression. So please do yourself a favor. This guy is definitely not worth being followed. I mean, he's following you to your job. What person in their right mind would go and wait 8 hours at least all day watching somebody else work when they're broke? Let's start right there. I mean, why would you even be attracted to this type of man? So sometimes we need to look in the mirror at ourselves and see if we are thinking correctly, because there may be something wrong with us. Maybe we need therapy. I personally love therapy. You can go and be honest with a person. They cannot judge you. They cannot legally say anything about you to anybody. Who cares? You can go say whatever you want. If you want to go screw an elephant, you can go talk to your therapist about it. I am a big advocate of therapy, and I believe a lot of us need it. In this situation, ladies and gentlemen, if you are controlled by fear, that is a toxic situation. There is no reason to second guess this. Yes, that person can love you and you can love that person. All of these can exist at the same time along with a toxic relationship. You need to get yourself to safety. That is the only way that this person may have a chance of waking up to reality, if y'all can possibly come back together down the line. But for your own sanity and safety, you should get the hell away fast. I mean, break for the heel. They should see nothing but ass and elbows. And if you're that afraid of them, you need to wait until they're in a situation where they're hemmed up, and you need to just get the hell up out of there. And you need to get far, far away, and you need to disappear away from that person, or get somewhere where you're protected, right? You can definitely always call the authorities if you feel extent to that extent. But I definitely felt that on my heart this morning, because I've seen and heard too many stories of women coming up dead, dealing with a guy, and it usually be like polar opposites, and you can get even caught up into other situations. I have a friend that was in Colorado, and she was with this guy. She was a very sweet girl. She loved this guy. She ended up having babies for him, and the guy was a wannabe robber, drug dealer type guy. And this chick was trying to go to college and do this thing. So one day the guy left his drugs, I believe some ecstasy or something, laying around, and the youngest kid took the pill, and believing it was like candy or something, and the kid died, right? And she's still in jail now. I write her from time to time, and for somebody like her, I watched her struggle, and she was like one of the best persons I've met in this journey of life. I loved her to death, and I don't want to say her name to put her name out there, but I'm definitely sympathetic to her situation. But her life is freaking ruined because of picking the wrong guy. I mean, she does not deserve it. He deserves it. He should have been in there a long time ago. She does not deserve it, and now she has to deal with consequences of somebody else's actions just because of her mistake in love. And I believe because I was talking to her as the case was being settled, they wasn't even together whenever they both ended up getting locked up. Of course, he wanted to be with her, and then she finally came to her senses, but it was too late. You see what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, please avoid these unforeseeable tragedies that come along with putting yourself in these toxic situations. You're only opening up Pandora's box, and there is no limit to the dangers to you and your reality and the people in it when you bring these negative associations into your world. I'm really big on positive associations. That's one thing that has helped me to change my life and stay in the right path, is positive associations. Sometimes it could be the person that you're sleeping with is actually your enemy to your future. You see, they may confirm your past, but they may not confirm your future. You need to get around people or yourself and talk to God or whatever it is that you talk to, and envision your future. You definitely cannot be happy in that situation. You cannot be content. You're always hoping for change, something to get better, or for it to just not go to the work. That's not living. That's existing. Okay. And I know I'm a little long-winded today, but that was on my mind, and I hope that it helps somebody. And you take this into consideration. You are not a punching bag, and you are definitely something worth being cherished, loved, and I mean not to be controlled by fear. The only entity I believe that you should fear is God, not man. Okay? I am Twaun X. This is the Double Take Podcast, and I will talk to you guys soon. Please take the time to like the video. Thanks.